Today we're going to visualize and understand the bias-variance trade-off, one of the most fundamental concepts in machine learning, and the reason why every model you build is either too simple or too specific. Every model faces the same dilemma. Make it too simple and it misses real patterns in the data. Make it too complex and it memorizes noise instead of learning the actual relationship. These two failure modes have names: bias and variance. And understanding both is essential for diagnosing why a model underperforms and knowing exactly how to fix it. Every machine learning algorithm navigates this tension. There is no escape from it, only management. Bias is the systematic error that comes from wrong assumptions built into the model. A high bias model makes the same wrong prediction consistently, in the same direction every time. It is not a random mistake. It is a structural one caused by choosing a model too simple to represent the true relationship. Think of a linear model trying to fit a curved dataset. No matter how much data you feed it, it will always underpredict the peaks and overpredict the troughs. The predictions are wrong, but they are wrong in a predictable, systematic way. More data cannot fix a model that lacks the capacity to learn the right shape. Variance is the opposite problem. A high variance model changes its predictions dramatically when trained on a different sample of data. The model has not learned the underlying pattern. It has memorized the specific training examples, noise and all. Retrain it on a slightly different dataset, and you get a completely different model. It fits training data perfectly, sometimes reaching 100% accuracy, but fails completely on anything it has never seen before. These two quantities combine in a mathematical identity called the bias-variance decomposition. Expected test error equals bias² plus variance plus a third term. Irreducible noise. The noise term is the floor. The minimum possible error, no matter how perfect your model is. It represents randomness in the target itself, like measurement error or inherent unpredictability that no model can remove. Only bias and variance are under your control, and reducing one almost always increases the other. If your model has a bias squared of 0.40 and a variance of 0.25, your irreducible floor determines the absolute minimum test error you can ever achieve. As model complexity increases, bias falls and variance rises. Plot total error against complexity and you get a U-shaped curve. The bottom of that U is the sweet spot, the point where the sum of bias squared and variance is minimized. Left of it, your model underfits. Right of it, your model overfits. The goal of every modeling decision is to nudge yourself toward that minimum. Learning curves are the most reliable diagnostic tool for figuring out which problem you have. High bias shows up as both training error and validation error, plateauing at a high value. More data does not help because the model lacks the capacity to learn. High variance shows up as a large gap between a low training error and a high validation error. More data usually does help by giving the model a broader, more representative sample. To fix high bias, increase model complexity, add more features, reduce regularization, or use boosting, where each new model corrects the errors of the previous one. To fix high variance, add more data, apply regularization, simplify the model, or use bagging, which is exactly what random forests do by averaging many trees trained on different subsets. The sweet spot is not a fixed point. It shifts with dataset size, noise level, and the complexity of the true function. A model that is well calibrated on one dataset may be overfitting or underfitting on another. Your job is to find that sweet spot by diagnosing with learning curves, fixing the right problem, replotting to confirm the fix worked, and finally validating with cross-validation. Never with the test set until you are fully done. Thanks for watching. If this helped, like, comment, and subscribe.